What's up, everybody? We're back at B&E Sports Talk. I just can't get over the fact that I think the Bears really messed up by trading Justin Fields. I think that they are dooming their organization for another 5 years or so, because what was the point of the last 4 years? I'm really just struggling to see it here. They could have just kept building. They were really starting to show some promise at the end of last season. They started off 0-4 and then they finished 7-6. Not that that's the most impressive thing in the world. I'm not here to say that Justin Fields is amazing or anything like that. But what they've had done is worked with him and helped him develop a little bit. The team is developing around him. He's understanding the playbook better. The team was starting to win some games for the first time. And then when they said, oh, we're going to keep Matt Eberflus, I was like, no doubt they're keeping Justin Fields then, because why else would you retain such a bad coaching staff unless just to keep it for the stability of the quarterback that you've had, because you don't want to switch it up on him. Then they go trade Justin Fields. I just don't understand what the mindset is. They really must think that Caleb Williams is going to be the next Patrick Mahomes. And if they're right, good on them. And I'll eat every single word I'm saying right now. I'm just not sold that the Bears have the coaching staff in place to develop a new guy. I don't know why they want to hit the reset button right when they started to see their work start to pay off. They could have had so much more capital. They had the first overall draft pick along with the 9th. They could have sit there, traded the first pick, gone down a few guys, literally just trade down to 4 or 5, whatever it is, whoever's willing to trade up for Williams. Get yourself a receiver, get yourself an extra first-round pick for next season, and then blast through your offensive linemen, fix that stuff. You already traded for Keenan Allen. Caleb Williams is going to step into a much better surrounding than Justin Fields ever got here in Chicago. I just don't get why they didn't give that to Fields. Now they're going to start a new guy with Matt Eberflus trying to coach him up and everything. I just don't see this working out well. Ryan Poles is going to go down as one of the biggest dumbasses in history or one of the biggest geniuses ever. The thought process is you get Mahomes, or a guy like Mahomes, and Caleb Williams, and then he fixes everything. But Mahomes got to come in and sit behind Alex Smith in a really, really well-oiled machine, watch how that system works, learn how to read defenses, learn the playbook from a guy like Andy Reid and Alex Smith, and just step right in. Caleb Williams is going to go to a place with, we're hoping, a new offensive line, but that means they'll be new to the team. That takes time to gel. Keenan Allen is new. They got a new running back. We'll see about their defense. It's going to be all new for everybody that wasn't here last year, which is going to be a lot of this team. It's not going to just, oh, look, we have the first draft pick. We're fucking winning. Eventually this could pay off. Like I'm not here to crap on Williams, and I'm not here to suck off Justin Fields. I just really believe the Bears as a team and as like the front office made a mistake here, bro. Like they could have gotten so much more value added to their team than this. They got a 6th round pick for Justin Fields when they could have gotten like 2 firsts and 2 seconds, kept Justin Fields and traded their first pick. That's my whole point. When they just won 7 games last year, who's to say they couldn't come in this year and win 10 or 11, especially with this improved roster, with a quarterback that's feeling good, getting some confidence behind him. That's another thing, too, with Justin Fields, is his confidence was just destroyed his first couple of seasons, and he was just starting to get that back. We just never got to see. We will never know what could have been. We never got to see a full Bears team designed to work around Justin Fields, and it kind of sucks because they kept saying that's what they were trying to do, and they never figured it out. It really just blows to see, honestly, for Bears fans, because I really think y'all are going to be in for it for a good while, as you have been for 40 years. Caleb Williams is definitely walking into a better setup than Justin Fields ever had. So, like, he's not just set up for failure by any stretch of the mind, but is this guy mentally tough enough to walk into this locker room and deal with struggling at first? Like, I don't know if he can. I just heard DJ Moore on the radio this morning talking about how nobody in that locker room actually wanted Justin Fields to leave. They were all rallying behind him. They liked the guy. They liked what they were doing at the end of last season. They wanted to keep him and keep building on that. That means something. The team knew the potential behind him. They knew they could win with him. That's kind of what that says to me. Sure, they might have said, we don't think Justin Fields is the answer, but I think the only reason they're doing this now is because they really think Caleb Williams is the guy. They think that if they don't do it now, they're missing out on the next GOAT, basically. I think that's their mindset. Do you realize how bad your staff is? Like, he's not just going to walk in here and just be amazing day one. That's not how the NFL works, man. Justin Fields, he was drafted in 2021. Just to review that real fast, the first round quarterbacks that year was Trevor Lawrence, number 1, Zach Wilson, 2, Trey Lance, 3, Justin Fields, 11, and Mac Jones, 15. Trevor Lawrence is by far and away the best of these dudes so far, but like, I mean, I haven't seen anything out of him yet that's like just, holy crap, like no wonder he was the number 1 pick. He's been decent in the NFL so far, but other than him, that draft class has gone nowhere. Mac Jones is now just got traded to be a backup. Fields just got traded to be a backup. Lance got traded to be a backup. Did Zach Wilson get traded? Okay, yeah, Zach Wilson is still on the Jets. Nobody wants to trade for him, but they're trying to trade him to be somebody else's backup. For now, he's the Jets' backup. That's absurd. I think this quarterback class, they're not going to be this bad by any means, but all these dudes had a solid amount of hype around them. Like maybe not as much hype as Caleb Williams, but they had hype coming into the NFL. Zach Wilson was touted as being like extremely NFL ready and all this crap. Trey Lance was labeled as like a project. Clearly that didn't work out. It's all a gamble. You don't know what you're actually going to get when it comes time to get on the field week 1 through week 17. You don't know what's going to happen with that player. You know, like they all have very different personal lives and stuff. That all makes a difference. It's a fact that like quarterbacks that walk into trash situations, which are usually the best ones that get picked at the top of the draft to teams that suck, they struggle regardless of how good they were supposed to have been. Like just look at Bryce Young this last year. It was bad. I mean, that's a pretty extreme example, I feel like. But if they picked CJ Stroud, maybe they would have been a little bit better than they would have been with Bryce Young, but I really don't think the Panthers would have been that much better. CJ Stroud and like what he just did this year and how everyone's talking about him and views him now going forward, that would not have happened if he went to Carolina. We would have been talking about him like kind of like Bryce Young, like, oh, we kind of just got to wait and see. Maybe they'll put something around him eventually and we'll get to see. But for now, they suck. But the Texans worked really hard the last 3 or 4 years working to this point, and they're still building forward, but they were surrounding their eventual future quarterback with weapons. They did all this leading up to getting him in the draft, and then even right after they've drafted him in the next several rounds of the draft, they got a few more rookies like Tank Dell and stuff, getting him protection on the O-line, getting him weapons outside with the receivers. They set him up for success. The Bears are trying to do that with Caleb Williams. They never did that with Justin Fields. That's kind of why I'm upset, is they never even gave Fields the true shot he deserved. It started to pay off the second they got DJ Moore, the first real move they made. Then they just blow it all up. We're going to go get Caleb Williams, and now they're going to go bring in all the help. Essentially, I just feel like they just wasted the 4 years of their own time and Justin Fields' time. If they knew they were going to be doing this the whole time, they should have just stayed tanking and trading for more draft picks the whole time and waiting for Caleb Williams to come out. And then you could have had him surrounded with everything on offense and defense, full of young players and stuff. They're going to be scrambling this year. Matt Eberflus is probably on the hottest seat in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. I don't even know if he'll make it through this season. That starts, again, with a young quarterback. New coaching staff will come in year 2. He's going to have to forget the old system and learn a new one. Like, that is not easy switches and stuff, especially for young quarterbacks that are not familiar with things and just starting to get into the mindset and swing of being in the NFL. Right now, it looks like they're going to get Caleb Williams. They'll probably get another receiver as well, potentially in the first round with that other 9th pick. And then after that, they need to attack their offensive line. Assuming they do all of that stuff and they have these weapons and improved protection for their quarterback, I don't see them being any worse than 7-10 than they did last year. They could win 10 games. The end-all be-all to this is the coaching staff. I don't believe that they're going to make it all work as fast as they need to make it work with the hot seat that they're sitting on. Dude, I mean, it took them 2.5 years to figure out you need to, like, run with Justin Fields most of the time. They are just terrible. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work fast, and I think the Bears are thinking it's going to work fast. Their front office thinks it will. They might be in for a pretty rude awakening. Like I said, max, I think they could win 10 games if everything goes well. I think everyone would be pretty happy with that in Chicago. That would definitely be a good sign for the future. If they do that, Eberflus would probably keep his job, which would suck for them too, though. Like, I just don't see that guy and that staff like truly like going deep in playoffs and like developing and building a team around a concept. This guy from the head coaching position is bringing zero ingenuity to the offense, like zero. I don't know why the Bears are wanting to go draft this highly touted offensive prospect and then pair him with a coach that's like defensive minded and has shown that like he couldn't even barely figure out how to use Justin Fields. I just don't get you're going all in on your roster. You're going all in on Caleb Williams and you're keeping your same coaching staff. That's the big disconnect with me. Why aren't you rebooting that part of your program too? Like, get rid of all of it. Like, bring in a full new coaching staff. That's where my mindset's at. Because, like, bring in the guys you want, like, that you really believe are going to, like, take Caleb Williams to that next level and take the Bears to that next level. Because there's no way they really believe this coaching staff is going to do that. No freaking way, dude. That's why I'm so mad, bro. That's why I'm mad. Why are you keeping him and you got rid of Fields? Like, Fields wasn't the issue. He wasn't the solution necessarily all the time, but like, he was not the issue. Caleb Williams could definitely be the best Bears quarterback ever by a long shot. He definitely could be. No doubt in my mind that he could do that. It's just, will he? They're taking that huge gamble. Okay, guys. Well, that was my very long and unorganized rant. Trading Justin Fields, in my opinion, was stupid because of what they are missing out on if they just traded their first overall pick and they could have added to the team. However, I understand what they're doing because they really believe that Caleb Williams is a generational talent and that he can be the next Patrick Mahomes-like guy. So I respect it from that point of view. But when you're going to do that, you have to get rid of the coaching staff. Don't understand how they have faith in them. They've got to go if they want Caleb Williams to truly have a successful and long Bears career. Poles has been the GM throughout this Fields failure. This is his last opportunity to steer the ship in the right direction. So this move definitely could pay off in really big time. I don't think it's going to move quickly. I don't think they're just going to be an overnight success like the Texans were with CJ Stroud. I don't think that Ryan Poles is going to be in Chicago for forever. And I don't think Eberflus is going to be there after this season. So yeah, guys, take that for what you will, but enjoy your day. And we'll see what they do in Chicago this year. See ya. I don't know about that video, but I'm just talking.
I think it's fucking solid.
Just talking.